Welcome back. We continue our team coverage of the aftermath of the damage from that EF-3 tornado that tore through Nash and Edgecombe counties.
We're going to take you high above Nash County as well. Again, Brian Schrader has been tracking the path of that tornado. Brian?
We are over the Pfizer plant here on the north side of Rocky Mountain 301. I want to zoom in here and show you that Speaker Tim Moore and Representative Alan Chesser just arrived here at the front of the plant. They're going to get a quick tour of the damage there. And of course, as you've been seeing on WRAL since yesterday, the back part of this Pfizer facility badly damaged in that tornado yesterday. They've done a lot to clean up the back parking lot area here. And I can tell you that just a moment ago, I did see a train using the railroad tracks. Those were closed for quite a while last night as they continued the cleanup. We are expecting that the Speaker and Representative will be talking with the media after their tour, and WRAL's Matt Tallhelm is on the scene. Of course, the Pfizer facility is closed today. The parking lots are empty here, but take a look at the front lawn where utility crews have gathered, getting ready to go out and make the repairs on the power grid. A lot of work to be done in Nash and Edgecombe counties.
Brian, thank you for that. So much coordination between so many state resources when you have something as devastating as this.
You know, it was 24 hours ago when Kat Campbell was here in our studio, seeing that defined hook on radar and tracking this tornado and its path. She is now in Nash County to see the damage herself. Kat.
And, you know, it's really such a heartbreaking situation to be standing here in the same areas, on the same streets that I remember calling out the names of during our tornado warning coverage about an hour long yesterday. And one of the streets that really stood out to me was Battleboro and North Wesleyan Boulevard. Those were some of the areas that I was really concerned about. You know, it's populated. You know, there's so many people around that area at lunchtime. And I'm standing here at one of the areas that was impacted. So where I'm standing right now, this is St. Stephen's Loving Daycare. And, you know, they are a success story of following our tornado guidelines. They got the tornado warning. They had about 2 to 3 minutes to shelter 67 children and over a dozen staff. A lot of those children were infants. They were in rolling cribs that they moved away from the windows. And every single one of those children is okay today. But I want to walk you through just what a miracle this situation was as I was talking to some of their directors. The interior was okay. They had some of their roofing messed up here, and those unfortunately just so close to some of the babies' cribs. But you can see the trees down in their playground. The director of this daycare actually went to the front, locked the door because it blew open, and was able to see the tornado to really get all those kids under shelter. You can see that way. If we walk this way a little bit, I want to point out that the trees are down and they fell this way. So the trees right here fell in the direction right in front of me. And, you know, still a lot of damage here, even after they've had probably 24 community members helping clean up today. But if we move over here, I want to show you. So there's a house next door. There were 3 large trees that really damaged the roof in a severe way. Look at the direction that these trees are down, and you can really see it if you look right over there where the trees are down this way. So that's that rotation damage pattern that we see where the trees are in all different directions. And one more thing I want to show you is, you know, these kids had a really tough day yesterday. A lot of their parents work at Pfizer right next door. Pfizer is right there. That's how close that they were to, you know, some of that terrifying damage that Pfizer sustained. You can see their entire fence blew over this way. And, you know, they're just so thankful that given the path that this tornado took, it just barely missed them. But a lot of families here really are hurting today. Not only were their children, you know, in the path of this danger, and luckily the daycare did a phenomenal job of getting them to their safe places, having them shelter, cover their heads, but then you have their parents. You know, the daycare's right next door. Their parents from Pfizer also went through a traumatic experience today. So there are just a lot of families that are really, really hurting today. I talked with the owners of the daycare, and they described the experience of getting the alert, the actions they took, how they were able to respond so quickly and save more than 80 lives. You're going to hear from them coming up on our evening news and what it was like to really experience that tornado. I mean, they saved lives. It's such a heartwarming story to hear. But we hope these families can really recover quickly from this disaster. We know the community has been out here today helping a lot.
They need it, there's no question.
Kat Campbell, back to that child care facility that you were talking about. Thank goodness that the workers knew what to do. Prime examples of knowing what to do when a tornado hits the area. Thanks for those stories.
Also, when disasters like these strike, we're used to seeing the governor tour areas that are impacted, and Governor Roy Cooper is battling COVID-19 right now, so he is not out and about. WRAL's Chelsea Donovan caught up with the Secretary of the Department of Public Safety moments before he toured the damage in Nash County.
Yeah, we're here in downtown Nashville this morning talking with the Secretary of Public Safety for North Carolina. He's boots on the ground here to assess the damage. You just got here. I know that your thoughts and prayers are with the folks of Nash County.
Yes, devastating storm. On behalf of Governor Cooper, he definitely sends his support and his thoughts and prayers for the citizens of this area in Nash and Edgecombe. And he's dedicated resources for this area to make sure they get back to a normal way of life.
And talk about those resources that the governor's office is planning on using to help the folks and the citizens of Nash County start that recovery process.
Right now we have emergency management on the ground, as well as Secretary Sanders and her staff from the Department of Commerce is here to assess. We're doing storm assessments right now to see where the damage is, the results of the damage here in this area.
And I know you've probably looked at some of the footage initially. I mean, some of the hardest hit areas. I mean, things are just completely devastated. Houses are knocked to the ground. I mean, what are the thoughts from the Department of Public Safety today?
First, we're thankful for those families that survived, the families that are in the hospital, are in our thoughts and prayers right now, and we're just very grateful, very grateful.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Secretary. Of course, keep it tuned to WRAL and WRAL.com for the latest. Chelsea Donovan, WRAL News, Nash County.
Advance warning ensures that you can have the time to follow safety protocols during severe weather. So be sure that you have WRAL weather app loaded on your phone. This is the best way to make sure you get those alerts, those tornado warnings, if and when severe weather strikes.
The things people try to sneak past TSA security. The surprising discovery agents made at Boston's airport in someone's carry-on bag.
Plus, some federal lawmakers say it is time for the government to be open about UFOs, how they are pressing government agencies to come clean about what they know as to what's really out there.
Plan your day with WRAL Mornings, the most watched morning news team, tracking weather all morning.
We have a level 1 and 2 risk for severe storms across the area.
Breaking news and traffic to help you plan your day.
Causing multiple other cars to get caught up in it. This is going to be a major problem for our morning commute.
Preparing you and your family for the day ahead.
Schools across the state are investing millions of dollars in school security.
WRAL is the most watched morning newscast in the Triangle. That's coverage you can count on.